Hello, folks. Nins, so good to see you. You hadn't been around for the last stream or two. I was actually quite worried. I hope you've been okay. Oh, I have been actually a little anxious about tonight. Because it's either going to wind up being pretty cool, or it's going to be... Oh, that's fine. I mean, there's... excuse me. There's no obligation for you to be here. Just hadn't seen you in a while and I was getting worried. Glad you were getting a rest. Just take it as an indication that you're missed when you're not there. As I was saying, a little anxious about tonight because I have, as far as I can tell, done all the homework. Which means there is nothing for me to do regarding this game all week. Just wait until it was time to try again. And there's only one large, sticky puzzle in front of me that I know is a thing to do next. And if I cannot figure that out, I'll be brick-walled on the game, so we have to really hope that one works. Otherwise, it'll be just going around and around in circles. Suppose I could turn the, suppose I could turn the capture for the streaming system to go watch me beg for help in Discord if it came to it, but I really don't want to end up doing that. Oh, well. Nothing to do but go for it, I suppose. Although I hate to stop a spider dance once it's started. Let us give it 1 minute or so, and then we shall go ahead and see if the little fox can uncover any more secrets. Very deep into it now. Oh, from any friendly bakery that provides pastries made of spiders for spiders from spiders. Or for that matter, any number of normal donut places around Halloween. Guess the real worry is to make absolutely certain that you're not accidentally buying a spider donut when you do not mean to. Oh, yes? Any suggestions you'd like to share with the class? That is indeed the trick. Big fan of basil and rosemary for that sort of thing myself. Never quite got the hang of using bay leaves. There we go. Well, let us get going, shall we? Oh yes, I've heard it's excellent to do, and certainly the things I have eaten that had bay leaves in them were very nice. Just never quite gotten the hang of how to use them myself. It might be as simple as I don't... Oops. Simple as I don't 100% understand the idea of an ingredient that's not an ingredient. The ingredient that sits there, but then you take it out later. But no, it goes in, it should stay in it. Yet. Oregano is classic. Chili powder. Yeah. Depends on whether you're going for heat. Okay. Time to try this a bunch. Fortunately, it just looks like the poor little fox standing there. it! Well, pleasantly there goes the possibility that there will be nothing to watch tonight, so everyone can relax. There will indeed be something to do. I have solved the golden path. And now I don't know what's up here at all, so this will be very interesting. Okay. What is above? Everything from now on is spoilers squared, I suppose. Oh, it's the final page. Yes, take page. The little star? This is rather sweet. Yes, the Steam achievement. Thank you for playing. It said it meant I had, and indeed it was because I had completed the instruction book. But I know the next thing to do with the instruction book. Hello, Matthew. Welcome. You're just getting here, then the thing that I just now did was I solved the puzzle that had stymied me last week. I had an error in the golden path that I have managed to fix. So I have just now passed through. This is the mountain door right here. Opened. And atop the mountain was a single treasure, the last page. Yes, managed to do that. I was quite nervous about that. I was telling Nins a minute ago that right now all there was that I knew to do came down to that puzzle, because if I didn't get it right, we just flail at it. But fortunately, that is not how things have gone. Thing is, I have remembered for a long while this little spot right here, this little star. Look at this. This is the message from the creators. It's actually really cute too. But hadn't forgotten this. I don't recall the exact phrasing of it, but the message basically says, still have the message, the letter from the creators. You do, soak it in water for 60 seconds for a secret message. I don't think the game cares one way or the other, but that feels to me like a thing that should be done in the daylight at the arrival, so I'm going to do it that way. I suspect Star Tropics? I'm not familiar with Takeshi's Challenge. I didn't know there was another game that did it. Certainly, I could be wrong, but I think Star Tropics is the game that is most famous for doing that. I don't know. what particular behavior it had in mind for me to do, but I was thinking, find somewhere wet enough here and just... This is probably not deep enough to do it. Well. Down to the beach, then. He was determined to not stay alive, wasn't he? Can I find a spot where I'm allowed to get a little bit wet enough that I'm sure it'll be covered? Well, that's a little irksome. I guess I have to go to the West Garden. It's possible, but I have a suspicion. I'd be totally wrong, but I have a suspicion that the he won't register waterfall. There sure are a lot of these here. But there's lots of places in the West Garden for that, so go over there if I can remember how to do that. Somehow it's always difficult for me to remember how to properly get to the West Garden. That is not what I meant to do, but it worked. Aren't high explosives fun? This is the area I was looking for. I explained to the game I want to soak that thing here. Better spot. That was. that pool. Oh. Ah. There it is. Slightly overshot. There we go. That'll soak it. So, how about that local sports team, I guess? I actually wonder if this is the only place where the little fox actually goes this deep. Uh-huh. And now we have the message! It exists! Yay! And it says... softest. Yeah, softest. Fissure. What? No? That one. Sorry, this is just gonna look like this. Feather. The softest feather. Oh. Riddles. Just feather. Hard to pick out. Oh. Four. Softest feather. Corrected. Softest feather. I did figure out a easy way to look up vowel sections. It always slows me down. Seven? And corrected? Softest feather. Corrected 11 times. Parted. Softest feather. Ah, Zenko! Welcome! I managed to open the door at the top of the mountain. Found therein the last piece of the pages. The last page. I was able to soak by putting the poor little fox up to his nose. Water. Now I'm trying to figure out what this last message means that thereby appeared. The softest feather corrected 11 times. Parted. Parted. Yes. The softest feather, corrected 11 times, departed once more. I reckon that be word games. And as those who may be present can attest, known me in person, stepping to me with word games is definitely begging for trouble. Going to make a quick note what that one says. Now I've demonstrated for everyone the sound of my pens opening. That's a haiku! They are really pulling out all the stops. The softest feather corrected 11 times, departed once more. That is a haiku. Well, let us go solve that haiku, shall we? In all honesty, I have not been bothering to fight skillfully for a while. Just sort of smashing through them. Yeah, let's get a save here, why not? I don't know about the other objects, but we shall certainly endeavor to move this puzzle along with my mind. I have a hypothesis about what the solution to this is. Anyone else would like to tender guesses or whatever, but I know what I'm going to try first. Yes, and that's certainly the case here. Oh, this is certainly the location depicted. Well, it was the location depicted. It's just not depicted anymore. Now let's see. Well, I'm reasonably certain about the type of thinking that will be required here. I don't seem to have the solution quite yet. Ha ha ha! Oh, that's adorable. Look at that. I remember playing on monitors like this back in the day. Looks specifically like the one that used to be for the Commodore 64. That was a very satisfying puzzle, Nintz. Because the answer was down, and then right 11 times, and then left 12 times. Because the softest feather is down, and corrected is right 11 times, and then departed, which is left one more time than departed. Or then corrected. That was it. That's the last treasure. Yes, indeed, 100% go burr, but that is not... Oh, but that's... Let us observe all the treasures. Now there's a big old portal amongst the treasures now. This is an interesting place. I don't know what's supposed to happen here. But I did catch a piece of lore in-game earlier, long ago, that said that was to unsing the Golden Path. Oh, here we go. Let me see if I can do that. Starting from within, it said, which, very nice, it ends in the middle. Oh! What is this? That is interesting. Well, this is once again going to call for a pen. I don't know which of these guys is the first one. Well, let's presume it was the central one there when we first came. This should be satisfying on some level, but bear with me because it's going to take a few minutes to transcribe and translate this guy. Especially if I'm not going to write them down, right? That will definitely slow things down. Do better, me. This continues to be just delightful, the way they find new ways to express the same elements. This is one of the reasons this game reminds me of Fez and its endless creativity of expressing its own ideas as a puzzle. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that one. That's very interesting. Either I'm transcribing these wrong or I don't know that letter. Oh. That one I didn't recognize. M. I seen that glyph before? No. Wow, this late in the game, there's consonants I have not seen. It's that other guy I just saw for the first time again. Well, brings us back to the beginning. Don't know which of these to start at. Now, how do I decipher that? Ah. Version of... Oh. What do I do with this? With two consonants in there that I do not think I have seen before. I can't tell what the whole message says. They're twice, too. I think mirroring would help. And that's just a way to get motion sick, so let's not do that a bunch more. And I can't see how they could be anything other than intended to be read in front of the glow like this. Something to earn. That part's the only bit that sounds like it's words. Something M R something A, yeah, something air. Well. Cha. I am at something of a loss. Don't know what other consonants offhand would exist. Is to say earn. Seem like the only part of this that sounds like an instruction right now. What is that? Truly, I'm not sure what I should do at this point. The other one again. Other than this one line of confusing text that I don't actually know where it starts. Something else to this. Glyphs I have not seen before are quite unusual. Flipping them upside down probably doesn't help. No. No rotation or permutation of this guy looks like anything I've encountered before. Let us proceed from here for now. Go to the air. Not entirely certain what share our wisdom means, but I think it might refer to path. Well, either way, it's worth a try. Oh, right. Definitely get a save before I start doing anything particularly fancy at this stage. I'm supposed... And for those last two glyphs. Is it not English? Not where do we go? That doesn't seem to be the way they've operated so far, but if it was... no finish, I'm not sure what I do about that. What happens if I try this? Nothing. I have to start the battle first. I don't want to start the battle. Oh. Here we go. Is that the instruction booklet? Oh. Aw. You know as much as I do, Matthew. It tends to read to me as older sibling, but I don't know. that was what I would consider the good ending. But it says A or B. Share your wisdom or Overland? Finji's the publisher. I know that I've really enjoyed Night in the Woods and a Chicory, which were both by Finji, or published by Finji. And yet, we know I can go back and try the choose violence route, which, as I should for the sake of completion, but... Oh hey, Will Wheaton. Actually, you know what? I will not. I'm not quite done with this game. There's clearly at least one more secret to uncover here, and I've seen some evidence that there might be even more deeper. But it's occurring to me that for all that I'm happy to fight the bosses and occasionally gank an unsuspecting priest, apparently, as far as the endings go, presenting to you as Good Mom, as Toriel suggests that if there is an option to choose violence or not to, I think I'm required not to. Interesting. Not yet. To make me start New Game Plus so I can go back and complete on that one, are you? Alright, fine. Ever more adorable. Magic. Chunky stats. Most items. Okay, now I have a magic meter. That's funny. No magic? Oh, yes, magic. Oh, I didn't do that. Gotta fight through to the gauntlet. Oh, back to the rolling. Fight through to the gauntlet, etc. Really planning to do that right now, though? That should be the New Game Plus. There's the interestingly glitched one that also still might contain a secret or two. But I wasn't finished with the previous one. Okay. This is much earlier than I would choose to end a stream normally. But as far as I can tell, there is only now one puzzle in front of me here. Which is, what does that mean? It's these letters that seem unfamiliar. One moment, please. haven't gone away. Seeing if I can bring up my translated version of the that I translated. Let's be entirely clear about that. It was the last page here. Huh. So. This says, for additional support and secrets, 1. Find some rare golden statues. 2. Traverse the glow to visit 12 strange beings. 3. Unsing to them the greatest song, the song of the golden path as seen from within. I did all that. I will certainly agree that that was additional secrets. I am not convinced that that was additional support. Although now that I'm looking at this, you know any of those guys? Don't, but... Nope. Our hypothetical predecessor who played this before did not know the glyphs that I'm not recognizing at that package of secrets place. Most interesting. By the way, that little glyph there where it's a little fox head pointing at it, that just says fox. I cannot disagree. Fox. I love the art in all of this. Changes in styles. That doesn't look like this guy. It also kinda does? Now this fox is certainly giving a Slorm what for. Love those little signatures. That explains... I don't know what that is. I like how there is a flavor of "you'd met with an awful fate, haven't you?" of that first line. Folks, we are at the deep magic now. You've seen the credits roll. Still don't know what most of these things do. Open to suggestions. Oh, they went away. And what in the... Oh, dear. Okay, that explains it. I may have had it wrong. They're doing that the whole time. Interesting. Well, following that same instruction a second time results in this, but that must be the key to know that it's wrong if there's glyphs in this that don't exist. I don't know what any of this is supposed to be doing. Okay. Unsing the song of the golden path as seen from... Tip it. Well, let us try, shall we? The problematic one again? Yeah. So is that. Okay. Alright. Try a different version. You say. Oh, this may be it. Not seeing any unrecognized consonants in this one yet. This may be it. Definitely worth attempting to translate it. Appreciate your patience bearing with me. I know this is not exactly a high action style of stream we've got going on here tonight. I don't know for sure where to start, but I think this one is a reasonable candidate at least. Okay. I can make syllables out of all of those. There's no glyphs in it that I don't understand. But it's still... I mean, I don't know if it's the correct place to start, but you would think that words would appear somewhere in the middle. Ar na ze ord jo fo ok jai dare de now. What? Have I simply gotten the path wrong again and... I suppose a little while, Nintz, but I left it the first time, went and finished the game for the non-violent ending, and then came back to it because this is now the last thing. Well, what on earth do I do with this? I just suppose this must be incorrect? It might be. Think of one other... Well, I certainly can't say, no, it's not possible, because definitely it's possible. It feels like not the right thing, but... Again, part of the issue is that while that seemed likely to say the path right, it didn't unsing. I'm wondering if I need to use inverted motions in the order that I just successfully did. It's very... And they change with every touch. But... I mean, that's the thing, Zenko. Which one should I watch? This one, I guess? Well, if I try to do the path I did last time... This... Caw. Ah. Gare. Oops, that was right. Well, that's one of the things, Zanku. The vast majority of possible characters are not gibberish. The first time through, there was just 2 that I'd never seen before, and I'm reasonably certain are deliberately incorrect. Ah. Ah. Gare. To... Bye. Ma. Araku by Ma. I don't think this is working, Zenko. That one's gibberish. Okay, so no, it's not that. Not a terrible thought. Certainly we're that far in the weeds. But no, I'm not surprised to hear it either, but it's worth considering. I mean, doubly so when I'm not... That's just the one that I did a moment ago that produced at least a set of not gibberish. Well, a set of glyphs that exist. It was gibberish. At least it seems to be. But just out of curiosity, let's see what happens if I try your idea a different direction. Yeah. Or Ekor O Kai Ekoro Kai Roar. No. Kurokai Roar. That's not going to work either. Okay. Unsave. This is hard on the brain. Oh. Okay, how about these? Are these nonsense? Can I try to read this? Well, let's try and find out if this turned out to be anything. And I have to very carefully not touch any of the buttons that might move it along, because that was hard to do. Because I could do it again, but I really don't want to. Okay. And we start here. There. Yee. Yee. R. I don't know if I'm getting a message out of this. Uh. Hey. What? Hey, what? Hmm. Sure. I don't think this is it. No. I don't think this is it. I've only collected 8 of them, but trying to translate as I go, I'm not getting words headed in either direction. There ye teeth are fa ke waja versus jawa ke fa thar ti ye lair. That's not really anything. Ugh. And I have to try something else. Sure hope everyone thinks these symbols are really fun to look at. Bonjour. Same language Pazuzu spoke. Okay. Unsing the golden path as seen from within. At least I know the actual golden path diagram is correct. With trying to do the unsing is I'm presuming that means to click the opposite direction in each case. Which is why it's really slow, because it's hard on the brain to follow the diagram doing that. About these. No. Under the assumption that I clicked it correctly, because that's the really hard thing with unsing. That one's gibberish. one of the extra difficulties. Like this one, kind of amazingly, they found a way to give even less feedback, because every possible sequence of clickings of directions that I can put here will result in glyphs. Glyphs that matter? Mostly no. Somewhere in all of that library of babble, there is a correct sequence. It's just trial and error at this point. Although I appreciate that they go so far as to actually put shadows for the things. They're boxes now. I do appreciate that. Leaning into how much the hexagonal projections simply be a projection of a... Divine Logic, welcome! I'm sorry to say, you've landed directly in a moment that is, difficult to make easily entertaining. I am smacking my head against this very endgame puzzle. Oh, does... To unsing to them the greatest song, the song of the golden path as seen from within. That's what it says in the book. And I know the golden path. That has been solved. But what exactly does as seen from within and unsing mean? Does it mean as seen from within simply start the path in the middle instead of at the outside? Does it mean rotate from the point of view of the middle and start from the middle? Does it mean rotate from the point of view of the middle and start from the outside? And does unsing just refer to doing it backwards? Or does it mean use the opposite directions every time? Essentially, the issue we're having, that it's 8 possibilities there immediately. And it's only 8 under the assumption that I actually get it right when I input it. Although, on balance, I've had been pretty good with that. But in this particular case, you don't know. When the message is correct and something intelligible comes out, the only way to know that it was right. Hard to know, and there's no way to know whether it means that you've done the wrong thing correctly, or the right thing incorrectly, or the wrong thing incorrectly. Well, nothing for it but to be systematic. But unfortunately, that is going to take quite a bit of time and care and not a lot of operation on the controllers that can be seen by the poor folks trying to watch something interesting. So I'm happy I solved the haiku tonight, at least. Let's try this thing one time. That's immediately not it. That one's gibberish. Ah! this is going to be long, but giving them the normal. And that's a gibberish. Okay. Expect that to do. Scratch that off. I'm pretty confident I was able to input that correctly. That one immediately started with gibberish. Completely confident on that one, so I'm gonna give it another go. This is me systematically trying to figure out which version of this might actually result in a message. Okay. Try rotated 180, starting from the center with normal key. Confident that time. Click. And I think I must have done it quite right the last time because that's looks like the same first few characters. Surprisingly, not that. So, normal key, rotated 100, starting outside. I've got this one on the list from earlier. Par na ze ord jo fo ok. So, no, not this. Dear, dear, dear. Oh, that leaves only inverted keys on. The unsinging, which is much slower because it's a lot harder on the brain. I can safely say we have eliminated the first few possible. Okay, this one. Inverted keys. Rotate at 180 degrees, starting from the center. Ah, incorrect. Making this overly hard on my... difference for a mirror. Yeah. It's pointless. Okay. Hmm. They are the same. inverted keys and rotating 180 degrees produce the same result. So that leaves me in I'm not sure what to do next. All four work. Unsing if it's inverted. Golden path as seen from within. Begins to solve. This one. Shh. Be right, because we got a gibberish character there, I believe. Yep, don't it? Means it seems like the first thing I was doing should have worked, but didn't. I am quite at a loss. earlier. Has no meaningless glyphs. Resulted in that. Oh, and you think this may be it? Maybe best to for a stream, at least. Yeah. I think that may be best I. Not, I think, a terrible run. All the bits and solved all the puzzle except that most one. And it's not that I'm going to completely give up on it, it's just that I have a feeling there is no way to find a solution for that that makes any sense on a stream. If I'm going to have to seek, if not outside help, then just a hint, an inkling. Something that doesn't involve data mining. Seems like it might be the end of the line. Means, of course, that is essentially it for tonight, I guess. Rather unexpectedly, but boy, they certainly made that puzzle out of a pile of bricks. Oh, a fantastic game, and despite my immediate frustrations with this specific, extremely endgame puzzle, yes, Nins, I think I might have reached the end of the road with streaming Tunic, which means I'm going to need to decide on something else for next week. Let me see, what was the where did I put my list of possibility? Two games down, then. I don't know how many I will do, but until further notice, I'm certainly still enjoying this, and I'm certainly still enjoying having you around. How classic do we go, then? A couple of Super Nintendo games I was thinking of. Donkey Kong Country, Lost Vikings, Super Metroid. Thinking about possibly showing off Psychonauts and Psychonauts 2, which are games that I am always inclined to recommend to people. On the other hand, there's also the possibility of going from relatively serious, like not without its funny, but it was a serious type of game because everything in there was sort of nostalgic and sentimental when you weren't fighting. And the puzzles, of course, were pretty intense, which is, that's not generally humorous either, although it was humorous deciphering what some of the fox spirits were saying. Fish, 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 I'm fishing for fish. And the one that went, well, well, well. Sorry. That was pretty funny. So we could go in like a completely opposite direction with that and try destroy all humans. I have, some years ago, played Destroy All Humans 2. Had that for PlayStation 2. I'd say that's dating myself, but then again, practically everything I do and say on this channel is, so... eh. What does everyone who's currently here think? Should we do something short as a palate cleanser next, or just jump straight into something different? Actually, for the sake of something different, I think I'm leaning towards Mr. Saito. Yeah, that might be an idea. Mr. Saito is the follow-up pseudo-sequel to Rakuen. Rakuen is a game that was Laura Shigihara. Oh dear, I cannot remember her last name correctly. Terrible of me. The same lady who wrote and sang the ending song for Deltarune. I think that was her game. But Rakuen for sure is an absolute heart-wrencher. Oh my god, I recommend it heartily to anyone who likes games that will... Oh, good night, Matthew. Thank you so much for joining in. Hopefully we'll see you at the next stream when we're doing To Be Determined. As I was saying, Rakuen is a game that I definitely recommend to anyone that likes emotional games. It is silly and sweet and gentle, and it'll rip your heart out. It's actually the only game I'm aware of playing that I have had to put into the same category as Grave of the Fireflies. It's really good art. I'm glad I've experienced it, and I am not doing that a second time. But Mr. Saito is the, yes, essentially, the best movie I never want to watch again. Rakuen is the best game I never want to play again, for sure. But it is genuinely very good. It just rips your heart out and you see it coming, because it's not it's not surprising when it does it. But as I understand it, Mr. Saito, which has been on my wish list for a while, is the follow-up game to that, which is supposed to be leaning much more heavily towards the cute and away from the heart-wrenching in this specific instance. And is supposed to be fairly short, as I understand it. I think I might go with that, actually. And then after that, we'll shouldn't take more than a couple of weeks, and then we'll go back to something chunkier. Oh boy? Just the idea that anything could be compared to Grave of the Fireflies? Yes, that's well, it's, I assure you that I am aware of the depth of what I'm saying when I compare those games, or that game to that movie. So, yeah, that's that guy. Well, at least for today, I can be happy that I found and understood that haiku. That was tricky. That was a sneaky little one. I shall seek the remaining few deepest secrets of Tunic off of stream. We'll move into Mr. Saito next week, I think. I like this plan. I hope you will all enjoy that plan as well and come along with me for it. For the moment, a little earlier than usual, I'm going to... Oh, it's 2.5 hours. It's not too bad for me. I'm going to shut things down for now, I think. And thank you all for coming. Anyone who's new, please do consider joining the Discord. You'd be very welcome there as well. Get some snacks, get some rest, take care of yourselves, and have a very good night.